Hi everybody, it's Mallory Grimste, teen therapist from Woodbridge, Connecticut, and I am so excited that you're here with me today. If you're catching this live, thank you so much for being here. If you are catching this on the replay, thanks for watching us later. I am so excited to do the second installment of the Ask a Teen Therapist experiment I'm doing for the month of June. So you might be a little confused if you're watching this later. You're like, I thought she said June. Did she mean January? Because yes, I am wearing a winter sweater. Today is June 5th, 2018, and it is so cold here in Connecticut. For those people who do not believe in global warming, this is proof. I don't even have natural sunlight because it's so dark outside. I don't even know what is happening with the weather. So your eyes are not deceiving you. Your ears are not playing tricks on you. It is June, and I am wearing a winter sweater. All right. That being said, I'm just going to jump right into it. Today's question is, how do I rebuild trust when my teen has been lying to me? This is something that I get a lot from a whole bunch of sources, from parents that I'm working with, parents who are calling me questions about working with their teen, people in general. This is a huge question that pops up over and over and over again. Before I get into that though, just going to go over my little mini disclaimer. This information is being provided to you for educational and informational purposes only. I'm only looking to provide you information for you to use as a self-help tool for your own use. It is not psychotherapy or counseling. And this information is to be used at your own risk based on your own judgment. If you need to speak with a professional, you should go ahead and do so. You can contact a local provider directly, and I always recommend going locally because those people are not only are they licensed to practice within your area in the United States, you can only practice with people in your state, even over virtual. But they also know the resources in your area too. So if you're asking me a question from Australia, I don't know anything about the Australian mental health system. I can give you basic stuff, but I can't give you local support. So that's just my little mini disclaimer. So I'm going to jump right in. How do I rebuild trust when my teen has been lying to me? Well, first of all, I'd like you to, if this is a question that you have for yourself, I'd like you to challenge yourself and to look inward and to check in. Why is it your responsibility to rebuild trust if the other person has lied to you? This is a situation where, as parents, we really want to protect our children, and especially from their emotions. And so sometimes we take on their emotional hot potato rather than let them hold it too. That's a term that comes from Lisa D'Amour's book, Untangled, which I highly recommend. Maybe I'll do a review on that at some point. But she's like phenomenal. She has an amazing way of breaking down some of these concepts in really easy to understand ways, working with teen girls. So first of all, check in. Is this your responsibility or is this your teen's responsibility? Most of the time, it's going to be your teenagers. And so don't take that off of them. You can certainly tell them things that you need to see and hear from them. Though it's important to know that it takes time. Rebuilding trust is not a one event. It is a everyday event. And it's a lot easier to break that trust than it is to repair that trust. So that's really important too. And that's a really important lesson for your teenager to know and learn as well. So one of the things that I always think is a really great strategy when you're stuck in this cycle of, you know what, my teenager is lying to me, they've broken my trust, I don't know how to trust them again, is to have them, you know, whatever they're lying about, if it's something, you know, emotionally based, like say that you've discovered that they've self-harmed again, you want them to come to you. You want them to open up to you and to rely on you. So you don't want to necessarily punish for that. You want to come at it from an understanding viewpoint, but also let them know that I need to trust you also. It's a little bit different than if they're lying about where they've been after curfew, you know, a little bit different scenario. So that's important to take in mind too. So one strategy that I always thought was really helpful that came from my group home days is whenever those girls did something that they had to rebuild the trust with the people in that group home, they would have to um, write a reflection letter. And so what that looks like is they have to actually sit and think about, what is it that I need to repair for? And how can I prove this? And I'm going to outline it in this letter and then share it with these people to see, can I earn back my privileges? Can I earn back that trust? And so I would highly, highly encourage you to consider walking your teenager through how to do a reflection letter. Maybe you can do an example with them for yourself. So take some time and write a reflection letter for something that you might be sorry for, that you need to rebuild trust for, and share it with your teens so that they have an example of how to do this. And then next time when that happens, you can explain, hey, if you want Snapchat back, I need to know that you're working on things, and so you have to tell me what you're doing. And this will really, really help them in the long run. So I thank you, everybody who was able to join me live. If you're catching this later, thank you as well. Again, for the month of June, I am answering your questions, so please, leave them in the comments below. Send me an email at help@MalloryGrimste.com, and I'm happy to answer them. If you know a depressed or anxious or somebody who has just low self-esteem teenager in the area of Woodbridge, Connecticut, and they're looking for additional support, I do have openings in my my girls groups and in individual counseling in summertime. Even if it doesn't feel like summertime is coming, and it's a wonderful time to do some of this deeper inner work without the distraction and stress that school brings for our teenagers. So please give me a call or send me an email, and I'm happy to help. Thank you, everybody.